Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly, I guess I'll be your friendly, I don't know, Hyperborea Master? I don't know, Game Master? Today we are carrying on with our ongoing campaign, playing Jeff Talanian's very cool Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea, soon to be renamed as of, I believe, is today the last day of the Kickstarter?
I think so.
I think today's soon to be renamed Hyperborea as of the newest Kickstarter. Third edition is, we're playing second edition. Third edition is coming out in the end of the year. Actually, December is when the delivery date is for that. If you are interested in backing the new Kickstarter, if you're a regular viewer who has been looking to try and find a way to get your hands on a copy of this terrific science fantasy weird fiction game, this is the way you do it. There's a new edition coming out. There's some changes to the rules, some changes to some of the classes. It's expanded into 2 different volumes now. It's a beautiful looking new edition, so this is your way of getting yourself a copy of the game. But the game is only one part of what we're doing here today. The most important part is, of course, the stars of our Reavers of Thule campaign. Allow me to go through and introduce you to our players. Guys, why don't you tell us who you are, who you're playing, and at what level are you currently? First up is Robert.
Yeah, I'm playing Reagan, a Celt Viking Runegraver who is 5th level.
Okay, Robert, you might want to adjust your camera. You've got some strange framing on Roll20. So, next up is Arlen.
Hi, I'm Arlen, and I'm playing Xanico, who is a devotee of the Great Feathered Serpent who guarantees the world. He is a cleric of that deity, and he is out making converts and making the world a more reptilian place, shall we say.
Nice. And last but certainly not least is Carl.
Hello, I play Iphigenia Acantadoris. She is a Amazonian warlock with the necromancer specialty, and she is 6th level.
Nice.
Actually, Reagan is 6th level. Sorry.
Nice. So we left our heroes last time in 2 distinct locations, and I think that what we will open with is Iffy in this cave, and what you've been resting in here. You had done a little bit of exploration here, but I will let you tell the other heroes what what it is that you've spotted. But your rest and while you're trying to catch your, or remarshal your strength, is disturbed when you can see a torch-wielding figure beginning to make their way into the cave. And you are relieved to see that it is not either some of those toad folk or those were crocodiles or any other of the terrible things that you've faced in the last little while. It is 2 of your lost allies. 2 of your allies you got separated from while exploring this island. I know, Xanico and Reagan, we left you with some new allies. We're going to deal with what's happened with them in the interim. So, this is the evening. Why don't we do this? Let's have Robert and Arlen tell Carl what happened in their last session, because we did have a month ago you guys had your last session, and then Carl, you can tell the guys what happened to you and Gwen last session.
Yep.
So we had some allies and got to this island, and the allies wanted us to help them reclaim or consecrate or somehow get to this kind of holy site. And I think they wanted us to reclaim it specifically, but they didn't really know what was like going on there. And
they thought it was the Toadmen or the whatever that were there, because it sounded like it was a holy place to both of their
the
peoples.
Man-Toads versus the Toadmen.
Yep.
And the Man-Toads were our buddies and the Toadmen were not our buddies. But the Man-Toads did not last very long to the gigantic Sea-Tech infused crocodiles that tore them up, and we bravely ran away from. And then we were in the jungle, and we were sort of like, man, that was pretty weird. Wonder what's going on. So we went advancing through the jungle, and then we found evidence of the Sea-Tech cult. And the Sea-Tech is this like crocodile deity that is sort of it's unclear like how like chaos oriented it is, but it seems like, you know, there's a fair bit of devouring and destroying and, you know, destruction of higher brain functions and things like that going on with the Sea-Tech cult. They also like defacing art. Yeah,
I was gonna say, so they several of the like stelas, the rock kind of statue things that had been designed to look sort of like a combination of toad and man were defaced or transformed.
Anyway, so then we were in the jungle, and then we heard or saw things flying overhead, and we sort of rushed into the trees and looked up and saw these pterodactyl people. And they made a psychic contact with Xanico because he was not able to resist their brain waves. And turns out that they were not as unfriendly as you might guess by pterodactyl people who make psychic contact with randoms in the jungle. They were sort of like, hey, what's going on? And Xanico's like, well, let me tell you what's going on with us. And they were like, oh, we live in the place we think you're trying to get to, the tower in the lake. And you need to talk to our king to get permission. And also, you know, there's sort of terrible stuff happening on this island, so you might want to get out of there. But we can't help you with that part. And
can't or won't, both.
Yeah, so then Xanico was like, can you sort of explain all of what's going on? And they were like, well, it's going to be a little bit of a shock, so be prepared. So Xanico turned to Reagan and said, hey, something's about to happen in my brain. And I'm going to hand you the gun, the Atlantean PDW, so that in case I go crazy, you can, you know, zap me with it, hopefully bring me out. Or anyway.
This is about the point that Reagan remembers. Apparently she passed out. Because I wasn't there for the next session.
And then Xanico said, okay, I'm going to open my mind to the sort of truths that you guys are prepared to send to us. And then we sort of went out of first person for Xanico because he was in the midst of, you know, psychic convergence with the pterodactyl person. And I think that's where we ended, is him basically rolling around screaming on the ground as he had pterodactyl brainwaves going through his mind.
So, Iffy, what about you? What happened to you and Gwen last time?
So we were running through the jungle and caught our breath, and we're like, okay, well, let's go towards the center of the island, or that big, you know, going upwards in that temple or mountain that we saw. So then we were moving along, and then we were ambushed by some of those, I guess it's the toad men that turned into crocodiles. And we fought several of them, maybe more than several, and defeated them. And then we kept marching, and we camped. During the night, our camp was attacked by some evil tree-looking creature, and we were pretty beat up from the first fight, so we kind of fled the campsite and tried to successfully spoof the tree creature, and then came back to our camp later. It's been raining this whole time, so we're pretty tired and fatigued. Then we got our stuff, and the rest of the night was uneventful, but then we really needed to recover. So we looked around this, and we found this temple, an entrance in the temple, and we went inside, found a cave, and I did some exploration of the cave, and what I discovered was that it kind of it kind of moves towards, or the tunnel moves around towards, and there's a ledge that looks over this pool inside the cave that has these giant frogs that live in the pool.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't really want to mess with them. So we saw the cave was relatively dry, and that's where we're at. We rested and tried to recover.
Now, I think you and Gwen made a marking on the outside of the cave too.
Yes, we did. So we would know. So you guys, because we got separated from you guys in that big fight. So you guys would find it.
Do you remember what the marking was?
It was something to do with our lion symbol thing.
Okay, yeah. So this where the cave that they found is located further down the mountain, but it's underneath where the temple is, and it's fairly well. What we can assume is that Reagan and Zanico, you were separated from Amar. After Zanico's screaming, he unfortunately drew the attention of more of the toad/crocodile men. So you guys sort of you spent the day running and trying to flee from here. It seems almost as if the Great Feathered Serpent was leading you down here, because when you were going past, Reagan, you noticed the markings on the exterior of this cave that were clearly Lions of Thule kind of insignia. So we pick up with you guys. Zanico's still trying to process the information that was rammed into his brain. And you were making your way in here, and Iffy, you have just spotted them coming in through the cave as well.
Okay.
So Reagan and Zanico, I think that as you make your way into this first cave proper, you can see Iffy had her bastard sword in sort of a combat stance, and then relaxes it when she sees that it's you guys.
And Reagan waves and says, "Iffy, how you doing?"
Well, we're tired and injured, but we're doing okay.
Yeah. And she says, "I think we're okay too." She looks over at Zanico, still a little worried about him after the download. Yes, Zanico, have you been? This is me talking, kind of more. Have you been kind of yourself, or just kind of in a daze?
I don't know who myself is anymore.
Can we ever really own things, man? I mean, so yeah, Zanico, what you can assume is that you you haven't quite been able to process what has been sort of crammed in there. It's almost like it was so painful to see it going in. You know that if you turn your mind to it, it's just going to bring more pain right now, because it's just a knot of alien thought processes that you're going to have to untangle. So this thing may take some time for it to work itself out.
Yep.
But
now, why? What happened? I asked.
Janica, I think Iffy asked you.
We met pterodactyl people, and the Green Wing communicated with me.
And he's trying very hard not to think about it.
But you're okay now?
Are any of us ever okay?
Reagan looks at
I guess you're more philosophical now.
Yeah, Reagan looks at Iffy and says, "He's been like this since Green Wing. I'm a little worried."
Yeah, it's been almost like a day since you guys. I'm trying to think if so. Did Zanico and Reagan and Amar? Did you guys have a night's sleep from the time you left the beach, or not?
No.
I don't think so.
So this is 2 days since the download. It's 2 days of fleeing from these things on the island, trying to find your allies because you were missing. Several of your allies got separated on the beach. So Iffy looks like she's a little beaten up as well too.
Yeah, Reagan looks around and says, Iffy, is this a relatively secure place, do you think?
Yeah, except for there's like frogs in the pool at that point in that direction, but giant frogs. But they haven't come up here to explore. I guess they like their pool.
Maybe we need a rest and then, and recuperate. I'm feeling a little. Actually, she's not feeling beat, but from all the running.
I may be able to help with your wounds. And
Well, at least you can still heal. Heal. That's good.
I assume I can still heal people. Let's try.
It'd be a great thing. Replace your character sheet with something else. No, you're actually playing the infiltrating lizard brain.
Oh.
You're a psionicist now. Enjoy.
All right. Great Feathered Serpent is not feeling happy with you, Virginia.
1 point.
1 point.
Okay.
It has been difficult to call upon the powers of my deity ever since. My mind is not attuned to the Great Feathered Serpent the way it once was.
It's all our fault.
So what do you guys wish to do then? Now that you've reunited, it is evening, so if you do want to have a night's rest and try and recuperate some spells and some hit points and stuff like that, you guys are free to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea.
Yeah,
I
seems
think that'd be a
like.
good idea.
Okay, so move you guys out of the entrance here. I have you guys on this map? I don't. Hold on, that's why. I'm like, why aren't you moving your toe? Oh, because I don't have you in the right place. Here you are, guys. Boom. So, Xanaco's down a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Let me see if I have any more. I got one more, so. Ifigenia, how much? You're 26 at 37? I'm 31. Let me do another one on you. Since you're down more. That's better. I can feel the energies of the Great Feathered Serpent returning to me.
Phew, so you were surrounded by the pale greenish light of the Great Feathered Serpent. If you recover 7 more hit points. Then.
Right.
What do you guys wish to do next?
You can explore this cave. See where it leads. I mean, I know it leads around to a pool with some giant frogs, but I wasn't sure if frogs are necessarily bad. There's 2 groups of frog people. One of our allies, one is not.
Well, do we want to rest in this cave first?
Oh, I thought we were already rested, but yeah, we could rest overnight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems like we should rest overnight. I'm tapped out spell-wise.
I assume we didn't rest because the DM didn't roll for encounters. And make crackling noises.
Oh, I'm not sure if you heard me rolling. I have been rolling for the encounters for tonight.
I see.
Fortunately, however, the evening does. It's damp. It is not. It's cool. It smells definitely funny, and you can hear the sound of distant croaking from deeper in the cave all night. Mm-hmm. You are able to get a undisturbed night of rest, though, so everyone can roll their hit dice and recover their hit points.
Yep.
All right.
That's really only a concern for Xanico and Iffy, I think. Nice, guys.
Yeah.
Great.
Nice.
Okay. So you get up in the morning. You are completely refreshed. What are you guys thinking of doing today? I suppose you've compared notes and yeah, I suppose that they would confirm, Xanico and Reagan would confirm for you, Iffy, that all of the toad skippers were consumed or killed by those were crocodiles.
Well,
So what do you guys wish to do?
Should we? You were saying something about exploring the pool, Iffy.
yeah, we could explore this cave, right?
And remind me, this cave is near-ish the tower we're heading towards, or
No, this is at the base or lower down the mountain where the temple is. You guys haven't actually seen the tower yet.
sorry, the temple. I meant, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, exploring the caves. Who knows? Caves, temples. Sometimes they intersect.
The amphibian transformation from waterborne to landborne is an element of chaos, and it offends the immutable truths of the world. These toads, these frogs, these creatures, they must be dealt with.
Wait, is that both of them?
All of them.
Does Reagan still have the PDW? She might be pointing it at you again.
So what are you guys going to do then?
I say we explore.
Okay. I believe I have Iffy carrying a torch right now. I'm just going to see. I don't think. Yeah.
Oh, as Dave was before, but
Oh,
I guess
was he?
I
Okay,
can-
so let's see here.
Yeah, I can carry a torch.
Looks like the light's centered on Reagan right now.
Yeah.
Like Reagan has a light cantrip up.
Okay.
Yeah, she might have had.
Yeah. There you go. Okay. So Reagan, you got your torch lit up.
Yep.
What would you guys like to do?
Now,
Move forward
Which way did we come from?
to
you
the.
came
We came
with-
from.
This direction over here.
All right.
Yeah,
So
from
let's
this way.
explore the other way.
and just as a note, Reagan no longer has any ranged weapons because she dropped her bow. She has lots of arrows. She got those.
Oh, did you drop it on the beach?
Yeah. Yeah, you're the one who pointed it out. I'm like, aha, yes.
I always want to ruin the fun.
Yep.
That's
Well, it's realistic.
John lost a short sword last night after dropping it in the Barrow Moor.
Yep. It's all right. That bow never hit anything anyway.
Fair enough. All right, so you guys can feel free to move your movement.
Yep.
It's this way is the entrance.
That way is the entrance. This way is what we haven't explored.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
this
got
way.
it. Okay, got it.
So this way, there's like a wall around.
Okay.
So yeah, okay. So this is the way we came in.
Xanico, you don't have a light cantrip, do you?
I do have a light cantrip that I
Okay. Do you want to?
up.
Yeah. What's the duration?
Yeah, it seems like it would make sense to have it going.
Yep.
Do you remember what the radius of the light cantrip is?
Not off the top of my head. I'll open up the PDF. I think it's smaller than a torch is
Yeah.
part of it.
15. No, wait, that's arcane radiance. Divine radiance, 15.
15. Okay.
Yeah, assuming that's the same cantrip.
Yeah.
Divine
Yeah, it would be.
radiance.
Yeah, divine radiance.
Okay. All right. So, Xanico, you raise your hand. And there's a glow that comes from it.
Cool.
So, this very gently slopes down towards this direction here, and you can hear the sounds of croaking are getting louder, and there is the sound of water.
Okay.
As it is worth establishing before we get into combat, has Reagan given Zanico back the Atlantean PDW? It's okay if you haven't. That's totally fine. I feel like that's appropriate in the situation.
I think if she thinks she's getting in, if we're going to make it into combat, she'd probably give it back to you.
Well, you don't have a ranged weapon, right?
Do you have one?
I have a spell that I can cast. I've got the weird Warhammer spell.
Okay.
And I've got the prayer stuff that I can do. So.
Okay. So maybe she would hold the PDW, unless if you have an extra ranged weapon of some sort. That's
fine.
Oh, okay.
Just the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So then maybe Reagan keeps the PDW.
Okay. Cool.
I don't have that on my sheet though, so.
I'll put the stats in the chat.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so you're cautiously making your way forward through the slick, floored, and funny-smelling cave. The sound of croaking is getting substantially louder.
Yeah. And is it getting a little slicker, like the floor?
A little bit. Not so much that you're going to need to worry about keeping your footing, but there's definitely, there is a slickness to the floor as well.
Okay. She also, of course, looks up. Anything unusual on the ceiling?
Nothing you can see, no.
Okay. Okay, we have a fork in the road. Does either way sound louder than the other?
This way.
The way to the right, the right leads to like a ledge overlooking the pool. Well,
okay.
It's not quite 90 degrees, but it slopes down, and then the way left is a tunnel that probably bends around to the pool.
Mm-hmm. See, to the right, you could always cast a fireball on the pool from the ledge, right?
If we had fireball.
Oh, okay. Or something like that. Lightning. You're lightning. What do you think? If we go down, or do you want to overlook
we can go down.
Okay.
I think. I mean, there's really not much to see unless you want to look over the pool where the frogs are.
So, what you can see going down here, it's not the walls themselves are mostly natural. It's a natural cavern with natural walls, but there are crude drawings that are carved into them or scraped onto them in some cases that have the look of the type of like religious art you saw in the Toad Skipper's town, and then in the unblemished art that you've seen on the island as well too. What do you guys wish to do?
I think we just head down.
Yeah.
Okay. Further through the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And the art on the walls continues to get a little bit more common. Not get even remotely close to covering all of the walls, but there are these markings in here. The sound of the water, the sound of the toads croaking gets louder.
She sees what appears to be some stairs.
Yep. And those are, it's hard to tell if they are natural formation or something that was carved that has just eroded so much over time that it looks like a natural feature.
Okay. All right, she puts a hand on the wall just to steady herself in case these are too slippery.
Okay.
And tests them as she goes down.
Okay. Would you give us a dexterity test, please?
Sure. That used to be one of her better things, but she still has her, after her last, dex test. There we go.
Okay. So you stumble a bit. You don't fall, but you sort of smash up against the wall with your breastplate, and it's a loud clattering that just echoes throughout this cavern, and you can hear the croaking of the toads grows even more agitated than what it was before.
Okay.
What do you wish to do?
Well, she looks back and says, they're just toads. Angry toads. How bad could it be?
Okay. Iffy, would you give us a test as well? And same thing as Zanico if you're making your way down there.
Yeah,
Please.
I will make my way and... Ooh.
Oops.
Okay, so Zanico, you may actually fall there. Why don't you give us a save versus device, I think. Oh, fuck. Nat 1. Well, you're getting those bad rolls out of the way first thing in the morning, so that's good. Get that out of your system. All right, so you do take a tumble. Yeah. Shit, you clark your tailbone and sort of fall down. You take 5 points of damage. DR will not apply.
Oops.
All right, -5.
Cricket reaches down. Zanico, you all right?
Well, and there's the light flickers out and then comes back as Zanico kind of opens up his eyes again and seems to have woken up because I lose it in the damage.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, right. So there is there's some distinct pain you're feeling in your back. It's not affecting your movement or anything like that right now, but like it's going to be a lingering. It's going to be a lingering thing for a while. Finding somewhere softer to sit might be nice.
Yep.
So, what do you guys wish to do next?
Seems like a bad omen. I was just looking over my sheet. I have divine augury. I'm like, yeah, should we keep going? Should we keep going?
I mean, we've come this far.
Yeah, where else are we going to go? We can just go out and scout around the temple a little bit.
Yeah, all right. All right, she pauses for a moment. Does it look like this is opening into a bigger room?
It definitely sounds like it as well, too. Up above you, there's the way that the sounds echo and carry amongst the ceiling. It must be, 80 to 100 feet up.
Okay.
The sounds of the toads are definitely louder here.
Okay. Now she sees there's water.
And it is black. You can hear the sound of it moving. It's not like rapids necessarily, but it is definitely moving. It's got some, some kick to it.
Mm-hmm. She points at the water. Is this the pond? No, if the toads were in a pond, probably not.
The water's certainly moving too. Like
okay.
The difference between moving water and still.
Yeah.
You got Reagan bravely taking point.
She could always give the torch to Iffy, I guess.
Okay.
Iphigenia says, raises her hands and says, lift her full.
What's that?
I have a shield and a sword.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay.
This is the ledge that we
Yes,
described.
the ledge over here.
So I see something. I assume the DM will stop.
What is crouched there is perhaps the largest toad that Reagan has ever seen. Get hand out for you.
In case it hasn't seen us.
You recall the things that you faced, a year back or more.
Mm-hmm.
The things that you faced in that cave. out in the wilds of Thule. So this guy's is there. The toad, the size comparison there is a little small. This thing is easily the size of a like a riding horse. Very, very big, nasty looking thing. However, it seems aware of you. You can see its big, bulbous, throat is sort of like going in and out like a bellows. And you can hear croaking from elsewhere in the cave as well, too. You know that there are more of them concealed right now by the darkness. But you can see just the hints of the glints of their eyes. And there's the sound of the rushing water.
And it's seen us. Is it reacting in any way other than looking?
The throat was going in and out.
Yeah, okay. She looks back at the other two. Should we try to go around?
Or you could talk to it.
She looks over at Zanico, who apparently wants to exterminate everything toad-like, and says...
Zanico has a salamander in his hands. What do you know?
Yes. She kind of looks back at the toad and maybe holds her hands out like this to show that she has nothing in them, just as a first thing, just to see if the toad does anything.
I actually can't see your hands.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to keep on take a look at where you are in roll 20?
Okay. Yeah. So she's just holding her hands out,
So,
basically.
okay.
Yep. In front of her. So...
Is she dropping the torch then, or is she kind of holding the torch in one hand and...
kind of holding the torch more like, away so that it's, more like this, so maybe it's facing that way, away from the toad. Okay.
If you can see the torch precariously perched in Reagan's hand.
Yep.
What do you wish to do?
Reagan does also add, we don't want to hurt you.
No, seemingly no response.
Okay.
We can go follow this way, I guess.
Okay.
Or I feel like this is just a big cave full of frogs, but we can go down this way then.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, she'll start walking this way, but watching the toad in case it decides to follow.
Zanico, right over here. This entire wall, unlike the crude etchings that you see on as you're making your way down here, this is a fairly finished carving. That where it's almost like a frieze or a bas-relief carved into the wall that shares much of the same iconography that you've seen on elsewhere in the island, the unblemished versions. It also appears that as you're looking around, you can see that there is a incorporated into this design, there is kind of a spire, almost like a needle going up with something on its top, like as if something's perched atop of it. And just from the way that Greenwing had described his home, that makes you think of, and there's a flash of a memory soaring high above a lake with a white spire coming out and then a white thing floating around. But then you see, sort of drifting near it, at first you think it's a abstract depiction of just, like a design, one of the designs that that is common in all these things, with strange geometric, knots weaving in on themselves. But it causes you to remember and that is, let's see here. This. Imagine, if you will, that type of creature, but depicted in a traditional, like, Mesoamerican art style. There are two of them that seem to be positioned near where the kind of between the floating city or floating disc or whatever and the spire.
So I'll turn to my companions and say, look at this, and then move over towards it and start gesturing. Look at this spire. I have seen this before.
So if you guys look over, you have not seen the spire before. That's new to you.
That creature isn't new to us.
The creature's not. Yeah, that's, you absolutely recognize the. Each of you will see those things to your dying day in your nightmares. They seem almost placed above everything, godlike, if you will. And the depiction below is the toad folk, and it's tough to tell whether, because of the sort of abstract nature of the designs, whether they're depicting the toad skippers or whether they're depicting the toad men. But they all seem to be on little, like, islands and whatnot, and in the middle, centered at the base of where that big spire is, there is a separate temple that, if you squint really hard, looks kind of like what you saw shrouded in jungle that was at the top of this mountain.
So is it something you can interact with, Zanico, or is it just a picture?
I don't know. Let's see. So Zanico will say, perhaps there is some. Perhaps this is not just an image, and will reach out, and he sort of, his hand hovers over the thing, and then he reaches out and places a finger on first the temple, and then, if nothing happens, runs it along the spire.
Sure. The wall is cool and wet. But it otherwise just feels like cold stone. There's no give to it. There's no other memory that is triggered. It just seems, it seems like it likely has been here for quite some time. These match in the great temples of the temples of the Great Feathered Serpent in your homeland. This would be, it looks like the things that are the oldest parts of the temple.
I don't believe that there is anything. I don't believe that this is a device of any sort, the way that that tower was. Although, allow me to, and I'll light winks out, and I focus and concentrate and do detect magic cantrip on it, just to make sure.
Yep. So you reach your senses out. There are no enchantments placed in here. Just the careful expression of artistic genius in this hidden place.
I believe that we are looking at the oldest, the most ancient part of any carving or design in this space. At least the most ancient that we have seen. See the toad men at the bottom, the temple and the spire, and the creatures. These, I sense an alien intelligence about them, even in their rendering.
There's a chill. Any of the like lingering, even though you meet the work and the transformation that the sleepers affected on your characters is so perfect as to leaving like no visible surgery scars or whatnot. I think that there's just like an unconscious ache that each of you feels where those alien devices, you know, tore, twisted, and bent your flesh to make your present forms. You feel a bit of a itching in your one eye, Iffy.
Probably absent-mindedly, you know, scratch it with the back of my hand.
Yeah. Then.
So these things might be at the top of the spire, you think?
Or that they, perhaps a more metaphorical rendering is what the artist was depicting, that they the Toadmen and the Spire and all of what we have interacted with here is somehow subject to their will.
You would know, Zanico, like part of the reason why people don't come to this part of the, you know, of the valley, as it were, or the land that your peoples occupy, is because this is where the twisted folk are. You know, strange. There's all sorts of strange things. The kaiju, you know, are located here. These people who are twisted and warped by, and I think that in your mind, you would think of it as the spirits. But yeah, what you know as well, your people were newcomers to here at one time. This land has existed before your people came and before your cultures flourished.
These things, and Reagan looks at it, these things like to experiment. You know, and she kind of points to her skin, which is glowing green. They did this to me. Maybe they're responsible for all of the strangeness in this area.
You're saying that you did not glow at one time?
No, I did not glow until I came here after we escaped from these things. They also did things to my legs, made them stronger and more. I was able to move better, which I guess is one thing, but I still haven't ever felt like myself since.
The Sky People have machines that can rework flesh and alter it. Are these some deities of theirs?
She shakes her head, she doesn't know.
I think what would likely be sort of a like folk legend, the creatures that you're seeing there, that Zanico, that the others would recognize, you're unfamiliar with them. I forgot that you're not part of the original, or Zanico isn't part of the original group, so Zanico wouldn't necessarily recognize them, apart from in, like, there's a reason that your people avoid the walls. Mm-hmm. There are massive cliffs that seem to abut or kind of hem in your the edges of the known world for your civilizations, and you know that there are things. People go missing. People come back changed, if at all, and you know to avoid those things. You also know that those fears and beliefs and whatnot are totally independent of the Sky Peoples.
Okay.
So what is it the grade like? Is this like going further down?
It is not. No, that is where you guys came from. It is a cliff that goes to the edge, and then it's about a 5-foot drop maybe to get down.
Okay. But you said there's water over here, right?
There's water moving.
Running water.
Yep.
And is it moving which direction?
It is moving north to south.
Okay.
It's moving, but it's moving at a, like I said, it's not a, it's slower than rapids, but faster than like a lazy river.
Okay. And then, is there like well, actually, Iphigenia is going to activate her ring for infravision.
Okay.
Infrared vision, and then go try to scout around.
Sure, give me a
and
sec
see
here.
if that just comes from the, yeah. Okay, so it is like it's 60 feet. So just, and it lasts a really long time because it's a CA10. Like 12 hours for this.
Nice.
Okay, so she's just making sure that there's nowhere else to go.
So what you guys can see, there's a slight glow that comes to Iphigenia's eyes. She seems to see.
She puts the shield up so that the torch isn't bothering.
Yep.
So.
So what do you see, Iffy? Anything further to help with?
It looks like, so if I'm correct in interpreting this, it looks like the water is coming from basically a cave in the wall, right? It's not.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess we're gonna have to pass by the frogs.
You can see up here, Iffy. Oh, hold on. Right here.
Like up, yeah.
This is a beach. This is that like 15-foot ledge
Yeah.
that you saw before. Over here, this is actually a beach that seems to lead right down to where the water is.
Oh.
I use the phrase beach very loosely. It's stony-filled shore more so than a sandy beach, but.
Okay. Well.
And you can
She
hear.
says, I don't have a spell or anything to speak with animals. Xanico, do you?
Lightning bolt. Let's see if it understands this.
Spark shower. Right.
I did not prep speak with animals as one of my spells for today. I have it available, so for next time maybe, but not today.
I could show that we're friends by casting Black Cloud over them. They probably like some rain.
Does Black Cloud have to be cast outside, or can be cast inside?
It doesn't actually say that. It just says that a cloud appears, like I think we checked this before, but like 30 feet in the air or something like that.
Okay. There's certainly enough room for it in here. If your infravision goes up far enough that you still are looking into darkness.
Yeah.
So the ceilings are quite high. Those piercers are going to really fuck you guys up when they fall, but...
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about outside. Not that was a little bit of a joke, but...
So what are you guys thinking of doing next?
I think our best bet is to go not too close to the giant toads, giant frogs, but to sort of walk in that direction.
Pass by them and
just
be
keep
wary.
along the-
Yeah.
Keep along the edge.
Yeah.
All right.
You take the lead
Reagan.
there, Reagan.
All right. Just use Mr. Frog again.
You guys can see the throat is throbbing as Reagan is getting close.
Does it appear to...
It's keeping its eye on you.
Yeah.
You can hear more croaking from up ahead.
Okay. Okay. She looks back. She's like, okay, come on. So I'm not going any further until...
Yeah, you can hear at least 2 more off in this direction in the darkness.
Yeah. Say there's.
All right. Well, We stay over here.
Okay. Again, there.
She also glances as she's going. She's looking over at the wall next to her since she knows there's a ledge.
There is similar. It's a much more natural footing in there, but there are little bits of carvings, crude markings in the side.
Okay. She's mainly looking to make sure there aren't like holes or anything that something could come out and, or anything up on above that might drop down.
Okay.
But
above, unfortunately, you are screwed. Your torch is lost in darkness above.
Okay. Okay. I kind of meant like, is this like a ledge up here, or is this like more like a wall?
A wall.
Okay. All right. Got it. Okay.
Okay. You can see right over here. That is maybe it's a little bit in the darkness for you, but there is iffy. You can see that, I think.
Yeah.
That is a pillar that goes up. It's like it will or was maybe at one point stalactite and stalagmite that met, but it's a pillar all the way up to the ceiling now.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, and you guys.
And now we have stairs. Back up. Well, steps as opposed to.
Okay.
And I assume this is about as slick as the past one was?
It does appear to be, yeah.
Okay. Are there
Iffy, what is that?
Over here.
Appears to be something on the far side.
Yeah, let me go check. Get closer. Yeah. There's like, so we could. I guess there's like you can probably see the edge of a cataract. It looks like. Is that right?
Yeah, there's the water is falling down from somewhere a little further up, and causing this.
I can see across.
Yeah.
How deep does the water look?
It's because of the darkness your light reflecting off of it. For here, you can't really judge the depth. You got your spear with you though, right?
Yeah, I mean, I have my sword out because it's just better, but to use in close combat.
Oh yeah, I mean your sword is a bastard sword, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So you, I mean, it plunges down. The length of a bastard sword is probably what, 4.5 feet long?
Yeah.
So you can plunge it down, and it gets to about 3 feet, and you can feel the ground, the bed of this creek. Past experience suggests that this is going to be slick as shit, because you guys have you recall that that cave of the spiders so many months ago, and that thing had really difficult. All those pools of water had beds that were just dissolved stone, so they're very, very slick. But it's certainly not deep enough. Like you could easily make your way across. The water's not moving so quickly that it would just, like, sweep you away or anything like that. And there are the stairs that Reagan mentioned. What are you guys thinking?
She asked. She said, "You saw the entire area up there. These stairs don't just lead back to that ledge, do they? Do you think?"
Oh, you're muted, Carl.
I don't know if I can tell because of the angle, but
yeah.
I mean, I could go up there and climb and make sure if you want.
Well, let's decide. Are we going to try to cross, or should we check up there first?
Let's maybe check up there first. There might be something interesting.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
This time she just trying to think to see if she has anything like I don't know, any kind of climbing gear. Probably not. Just something to jam into the wall as we go up the stairs for better. Any pythons or anything? Yeah. Okay. She'll go up the stairs and she'll, try to grab as tightly as possible onto any protrusions.
Sure.
And just be careful where she puts her feet.
So let's do this. Why don't you give us a dex test, but roll twice and take the better of your 2.
Okay. Dex test. So there's that one and then that one.
Yeah, you're good. Okay.
Here come all the. Although you're using 5e mechanics in my.
Yeah. This is wait till I start using 4e boss mechanics in our dragon fight in Night Below.
Yep.
All right. So what you get up there, Reagan, and you're carrying the torch with you. What you can see is that there is in here. Again, it's not been shaped whatsoever, but every single open or accessible piece of wall has been carved and intricately with these very detailed depictions of toads and toad spirits and giant frogs or toads and the toad folk, and it has everything that you would think of like a shrine. And in the center there is a small and very intricately carved little like altar that's made of stone. It's not something that was natural, that was shaped. It's something that was built. And on top of it there is a kind of a like strange metal rod.
She calls down and says, "You guys might want to see this. Be careful climbing up. It's just as treacherous as the other location." She says it's a shrine of some sort.
Yeah, so this is about
check it out then.
3 foot long thing.
Yep. Yeah, she's looking at the rod. Given her distrust of such potential items, she's not going to touch it.
Okay. So if he goes 2 dexterity checks or tests, sorry.
Yeah,
Shit.
that's all.
Yeah. So all it means just you clark your knee. 1 point of damage. DR does not apply.
Okay.
Jeez, it's a nasty welt. Xanical, you're waiting down below.
Trying to decide.
Well, it'd be cool if you could see if there's magic up here.
Yeah, I'll probably come up if Reagan said to come up.
Do we have rope?
So
We can send rope down to you.
no, I'll just go slow.
Okay.
Okay.
Just give us 2
Do my
dex
best
checks then,
to-
please. Or tests.
Avoid fallen. There we
Yep,
go.
you're good to go. All right.
We do still have 3 astonishing points, so
I think it's okay.
it's fairly amazing. I'm not sure that we've ever had all 3 left by the break. You got about us.
You guys have yet to see what's in the waterfall yet, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can kill them in 90 minutes here.
Yeah, I think Arlen's the only one who may have been there for the session with the underground waterfall in Crystal Shard, where they found a giant snail, I should say colossal snail, located within. So you guys, Xanico and Iphigenia, when you get up here, you're witnessing the same thing too. The ceiling in here is much lower. It's only about maybe 10 feet up, but everywhere is carved, and you can see there are like Xanico, you would recognize there are alcoves for placing like burning oil or something like that to light this place. And there is one of the things you would look for as well, Xanico, is just that that sheen that stone gets over centuries, where when things crawl, like think of really old Catholic churches or such, where just by virtue of centuries worth of people kneeling down and whatnot, too, gets that little bit of shine to it and imperfection. That's what you can see before this altar.
Yeah, maybe they're licking the floor like toads.
Yes, and this is made of strange metal. Now that you guys have full light in here too, you can see that there are etchings across this thing as well too. And the designs match what is around, but Zaniko, you would recognize this as Sky People metal that has been repurposed. You've seen this before. Some of the one of your rival kind of nations, they make use of stuff like this.
Okay.
This, of course, though, does not have their iconography like with the Great Feathered Serpent or any of the gods of your pantheon. This has the markings of toads and whatnot on it. The cradle that it sits on as well too, its two like forks or prongs are made of stone as well, as old as what the rest of the altar is.
This is a very ancient place. It seems to me that this is a holy place to whatever deity it is that the Toadmen believed in before C-Tech. And so I'm gonna reverentially walk up towards the altar, and then I'm going to light flickers out, do my detect magic, kind of holding my hands over, and I'm looking at the rod, but then also like the altar and the whole kind of stone structure too, if there's anything there.
There is like the very faintest hint of magic in the altar, the kinds that you would see in places of worship that don't have an enchantment on them per se, but that by virtue of the interaction with the divine pick up almost like an ambient, radiation kind of quality to it. The thing sitting in that piece of sky metal though that's on that most definitely shines with magic.
I mean, it's something that if we took it back to the Toad Skippers, it might be something they value. Right, they haven't been able to come here because of the ongoing conflict. So,
yeah, depending on what this is, this could easily be, at least something that they value, maybe even what they would want it from. So we don't know how this complex, the caves, connect to the temple, and what purpose any of this has. So Zaniko does it have like a clear, like a handhold spot that isn't carved? Like here's how you're supposed to grasp it, or is it just sort of like a carved all over rod, like it's sort of...
It's carved all over.
Okay.
Yeah. If you look, it doesn't appear that there are any like fingerprints or whatnot that you would see on like steel or tin or something like that, or aluminum. But that's not that, the sky metal. This is one of the ways why you can recognize it as opposed to other things, is it has these strange qualities where it won't smudge, it won't tarnish, it doesn't catch the light the same way that like steel or iron does.
So Zaniko will I assume that we want to, like we're talking about, this thing could be potentially pretty holy to the Toad Skippers, something special to them.
Yeah, so I don't know. My mind is to take it, and we'll give it to them.
Well, Reagan, though, is thinking, she says, they wanted us to recover the temple, or it doesn't mean they wanted us to take things back to them. In other words, if this is a holy place, this may also be a holy place to them. If we bring this back, they might consider us as defiling the temple, desecrating.
Hard to imagine they would consider us as being too much of that compared to what the C-Tech cultists have done, right?
Right.
All right, Zanico will reach out and he'll lay his hand upon the rod and just sort of rest it there for a second and see if he has any kind of particular, like if he gets an electric shock or something, he'll react.
No electric shock. It feels, the temperature is the same as the wall that you touched before, cool. There's definitely like a thin layer of condensation on it as well. But there's the faintest sort of, and maybe you're imagining this because you sense the magical aura on it, but when you touch it, you feel almost as if there is, like the feeling you get when you have tuning fork. Or just that very slight vibration. It's there for a moment and then gone, and maybe you imagined it.
All right, I'm gonna grasp it and lift it off of its housing.
It's heavier than it looks. The weight of this thing, it's about 3 feet long, and it honestly could quite easily double for if you brained someone with this. It could definitely cause some damage. And when you pick it up, you're more easily able to get a look at the etchings and whatnot now that it's being caught in the light of Reagan's torch. And what it looks like when it's in your hand, these are not the crude scratchings that you've made you've seen on the temple leading in. And they're not even like the very skilled bas-relief kind of designs that you see on the walls in here and that wall that was further back. What this looks like is that someone used some unfathomably precise device and drew careful lines all around on this to make a style similar to what you see around you, but in this very different way of expression. From when you were looking at it before, it really was, it looked like sort of hairy, or helter-skelter kind of like scratches and stuff on it. But when you're picking it up, you realize that like there is a careful design to all of this stuff.
Like, I'm trying to think what would be familiar.
Imagine
like
if you used like a incredibly precise laser lathe to etch out a design using the limitations of sort of like more of the geometric shapes, the harder geometric shapes that something like a device like that could do, but to replicate the intricacies that you see on the outside of like temples in Teotihuacan, right? Or the intricate carvings in the walls of Machu Picchu. It's really a unique device. The kind of thing that if maybe you wanted to offer a gift from one culture to another, and try to speak in their language, but in your own, using your own phrasings. I'm using metaphors here, but I mean that's the way that this art is being expressed here.
All right, so Zanico first is gonna kind of run his hands all over it, see if there's like a button or something pressable or adjustable on it at all.
So you test the thing along, and it does not appear that there is. And then you sort of get to a point where it appears as if there is you realize now that it looks like it might be a word. It's still, the design is very unusual, and the only reason you would have this frame of reference is from past experience with other Sky People's things. This is the language of the Sky People, and hidden within the design, because there is a single word in there. Sadly, you don't speak the words of them, but perhaps with the benefit of the Great Feathered Serpent, or some of your allies' arcane workings in sorcerer's ways.
Zanika reaches back, pulls out the orb with the lady in it from the tower. And he's gonna say, what's her name? I have to check my notes. Cassandali. So he's got the orb in one hand and this thing in the other hand. And he says, Cassandali, are you there?
There's swirling within the mist of lights and kind of shadow. Yes.
We've found some sort of like a 3-foot long rod in this sacred place to the Toad God.
Curious.
Seems to have a word written on it.
Oh?
Do I she can't, I'm trying to remember how she actually interacts with, like, because she sort of hears the mind, but she can't like see through my eyes at all. Do you know anything about this? Is this something, is this like an artifact from your history that you might know of?
There were many rods and pieces of metal used in by our peoples. Perhaps you could describe it for me.
Okay. So like I said, it's about 3 feet long. Whatever type of metal it is, I'm not sure of the technical term, but it's Sky People metal. Seems to have been almost etched or carved with an incredibly fine instrument in a way that is designed to reflect the style of the indigenous art, for lack of a better term.
Something in the vernacular of the natives.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I'm thinking it might be some sort of gift, and it definitely has a magical quality to it.
Ah. There were such devices used by, and she uses a phrase that you're not quite familiar with, teens. This was to make the I'm trying to think what phrasing she would use for this word. To allow for effective control of the local populace. Local rulers were gifted with these and taught a single word in our tongue. That word was, in your words, obey.
That's a little weird, Cassandali.
It made for effective management of uncooperative populations and efficient organization of local bureaucratic and socio-political structures.
All right, so now I'm gonna think back. Cassandali's orb in one hand, rod in the other. Is there any chance that my people have rods like these, or that I've ever seen like a scepter like this almost before?
I don't think you have. Your people certainly would not have been gifted with them, but your people are also careful to You know,
yeah, we're not going into the ruins and grabbing all the crap that they've got.
That said, the thought of your rival civilization, the ones that are more amenable to taking and making use of this stuff, the thought of them getting access to something that could dominate massive swaths of people, that's kind of terrifying.
Yep. All right, Cassandali. Can you... So... How do you say this word obey in your language?
And she says the phrasing of it.
All right.
Let's say it's Ruthate.
Ruthate. Cool.
Does Zaniko repeat that?
Not yet.
Okay.
So Zaniko's going to say, all right, Cassandali, thanks for your help.
If you have such a device, you will need to present it with authority.
Okay. That's good to know.
Is there anything else I can assist with, Zaniko?
I don't... Well... We've been seeing some kind of strange carvings in this place.
Oh.
And I'll tell her, I'll describe the sleeper to her from the carving.
Those are... And that sort of carries on. I'll spare your ears further.
Yeah. All right, Cassandali, I think I get the point. What about this this kind of tower, this white spire that we've been seeing images of and that we're trying to get to? Do you know anything about that, Cassandali?
I do not.
Okay.
But if it is as you describe, it may have been built by our people. The crudeness of Shud's tower is reflective of his broken mind more than our capabilities.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. That's sort of what we were thinking. And then I'm going to say, all right, Castanelli, I'm going to do something a little weird, but bear with me for a second. And I'm going to try to...
I will be going nowhere.
Okay. That's good to know. And then I'm going to try to imitate the voice of the Monkey Meister.
Okay. The accent, you mean? Or
Yeah, the accent.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so
truly one of my best moments of DMing. The most ridiculous character I've introduced to any campaign, and now you have to make himself sound like him.
See, I'm trying to remember exactly what he sounds like because it's so distinctive.
I'm trying to remember, someone did, like in either in chat or in comment, did a great description of it, like being a Romanian pirate.
Yeah.
So,
All right, Captain Dolly.
if you combine Bela Lugosi with Jack Sparrow, you're getting pretty close, I think.
Okay. Do you know anyone who speaks with this voice? That wasn't very good.
That was pretty good. And you guys get a point of astonishing fortune for that. That's terrifically good sport. The accent sounds familiar. Who have you been speaking to with that voice?
So we met We met the Monkey Meister. That's what he calls himself.
Indeed.
Reagan looks at Arlen, holds the PDW up again.
Just add some Count Chocula in there,
Yes.
or the Count from Sesame Street. And
Yeah, that is the closer one. The Count meets a pirate. That's totally it.
One rod.
Yeah.
We met the Monkey Meister.
I am not familiar with that sobriquet. Do you know his true name?
We do not know his true name, but he seemed like he might be an Atlantean, one of the Sky People.
If he is, and is not like my kind, he would be quite old.
Mm-hmm.
What made you think he would be of our kind?
Well, he had some pretty sophisticated technology. Like he had like a brain hookup for all these apes.
Really?
Yeah.
There was... You mean primates?
Yeah, primates, you know.
There was a man of science. She seems to be like choosing a word that would not make you lose it in gibberish. Of our time, a genius of the mind. But surely he must have perished. When? And there's getting more kind of static as a weird gap.
Well, yeah, I don't know what to tell you, but this Monkey Meister speaks sort of like what I described, and he's got monkeys under his control. And
Did he have a staff as well?
he did have a staff.
Then he may have made use of our first contact materials.
Oh, and he lived in some sort of weird, like underground cylindrical living space that was broken.
Did it appear to have sufficient room for him to live, or only temporary?
I think it was sufficient, because it was a pretty big, like, mess hall type thing that we used to meet with him and the monkeys. So
Then, that is curious. I have no files to share further information, but if I could access, and she uses a word you don't understand, I might learn further and could tell you more about this Monkey Meister.
okay, cool. Well, thanks for your help, Cassandali.
I am ever at your service.
And I'll say, all right, stay frosty. I'm gonna put you back in the bag and put the orb back in the bag.
And she's sort of responding, and I will keep my temper.
Yep.
Okay. So with that, guys, let's take our mid-session break right now, and then we'll come back and see what you want to do with this this rod, and then with the rest of this cave. So for those listening at home, we'll be back momentarily.
Cool.
All right. So let's check in with chat here. Why does my voice sound so weird? That's weird. Huh. Alrighty. Good morning, everybody. Let's see. Bream, good morning. First time catching the game live. Awesome. Well, welcome to our live stream. Jeffrey, what's going on? Wayne? Hello, hello. Almost passed out last night to this nightmare, only to open my eyes and realize you're still in the asylum. Yep. We call that the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. Brian, good morning. Hope life is good in the park for you today. And Abyss, what's going on? Sounds good. Oh, terrific. Okay, thanks, Abyss. And Crumb, good morning. Hello, hello. Alrighty, guys. So, with this strange rod or staff or whatever in your hands, what are you thinking of doing here, Zanico?
So first, Zanico will explain what Cassandali told him, that this is what seems most likely is that this is an Atlantean artifact that was crafted to gift to people, leaders in this land, to compel obedience. And sort of, yeah, somehow you say the magic word and it compels obedience, as she described. And then I also asked her about the strange carvings that were sort of hovering over the tower, and she had like a weird freak out. And I also asked her about the Monkey Meister, and she suggested that Monkey Meister may be a particular scientist who was part of the sort of first wave of Atlantean involvement in the region. So, she did not specify whether or not this kind of scepter of obedience might work only on a particular group or if it might be more general. I'm not sure if somebody else wants to carry it, because it's...
Reagan is shaking her head.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm not sure where we go forward from here, except maybe across the water like we were talking about, although now we have this particular tool.
I'd say we use it as a last resort type of thing, you know? Mm-hmm. And I would say you should hold it.
Okay.
I think you're the nicest person among us.
Why, thank you.
You don't want to hear the depraved shit that Reagan's done. Jesus.
That reminds me, does anyone want this? And I pull out this falcata. It's a small jagged hook blade. It's made of sky metal. It's magical.
No, Reagan just pats the hammer she has.
All right.
Okay.
I'm good with this.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I will. I'll put the scepter thing. Try to stow it in a way that it's not going to fall out or anything like that. I assume that it's tough enough that it's not likely to get damaged rumbling around in the backpack, but
seems unlikely. There's absolutely no marring, scratches, or any other kind of you know.
But I'm not going to hold it in hand because I'm worried I'm going to drop it.
Okay. Then, if you guys have finished up here, what do you wish to do next?
I think we go back down and try to cross the water.
Cross the water.
Yeah.
Okay. So heading down, why don't each of you give us just quickly the 2 dexterity or tests of dexterity.
Well, we have extra.
3 points of damage for Zanico.
Yep.
Are you kidding? Jeepers. 5 points of damage to Reagan. You really...
Wait, did I get 2 or did I...
I know,
Yeah,
again, you guys
everybody.
could... With these,
okay.
you could
No, I made
spend...
my second one. No, I failed. Damn it.
Yeah, you could spend Astonishing Fortune and just succeed
No,
on each of those.
I don't think we need to at this point. Or I don't.
Well, you
so
just took
that's
5 points of damage, Reagan, from
That's
that
all right.
fall. Okay?
That's
And then
all right. I'll take 5.
if he takes 2 points of damage, DR doesn't protect against any of that stuff. All right.
All right. Does anybody need healing after that?
Kev, there's some pretty awesome monsters in that. What's your favorite monster out of Ash? Is it the Beastman? Is it that badass owlbear? Is it Hydras? No, stairs. Stairs are my favorite.
Yeah.
All right, so with you guys down here, you can still hear the croaking, and if you can see that big toad down here that still seems to be keeping an eye on you, but makes no efforts to try and block you or interact with you or whatever.
Okay, well, I'm just going to go across the water. I'm going to activate the property of my armor to walk across the water.
Go right ahead.
And go.
Okay.
So, 4.
Okay.
Ooh, there's lots of frogs in the water.
But what is that over there?
Looks like I can see the other side. So, well, I just moved my half move because I don't want to, if we need to. If I can move the rest of my move, if you
Sure.
want.
If you'd like, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, there's something over there. There's lots of frogs. There's some sort of structure. I call back.
Okay. This here is another one of those pillars where the stalactite and the stalagmite have met up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, how long does this water walking last?
This is one of your special abilities, right?
No, it's on the crocodilian leather armor you
Oh, yeah.
gifted me.
I think it's at will. I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure it's at will.
Let's see if the spell. There's a water walking spell.
Water walk, 1 turn plus 1 turn per caster level. I think magic items use at least 8th caster level.
It's a +2 armor, so whatever that would be.
Yeah.
I know in 3.5 or Pathfinder we can figure out what level.
Yeah, it's much easier to
minimum level. But
I've with running 3.5 again with Barrel Maze. I'm having an appreciation for sometimes it's handy to be able to find the precise rules.
yeah, to know the precise rule.
Yeah, but in any event, what this means is that this is going to last
while.
for at least an hour, close to an hour and a half.
Okay. Probably once per day I can use it.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. All right. I should have used it on the stairs, and then I would have just, not slipped.
Precisely.
All right.
So,
Okay.
you
So
guys.
I call back to them.
Yeah, and they're
There's a lot of frogs.
And let's see here. Yeah, you're completely lost to them.
Yeah.
Yep.
I tell them, I call out to them that to their, directly east, slightly northeast, there's a patch of land. Actually, I don't know how would my fairy fire mess up my infravision?
Fairy fire wouldn't. I don't think so. No, if you're casting on yourself.
Yeah, I think I can cast on myself.
Sure, I give you a little bit of a glow.
Yeah,
you
so
could
they
also,
can see
you
me.
could light a torch, I suppose, as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of water in the area.
I know
but...
the torch definitely says it kind of messes up your infravision.
Oh, okay, there you go. So yeah, if you create, fairy fire it's more that it makes you easier to see. It doesn't obscure, it doesn't give you a penalty to attacks or anything like that. So it doesn't sound like you would see it. It would be the allies who would see that. So if you do want to do that, let me give you a.
I can light a place up too. It says suffuses the area It says range 60 feet, suffuses the air with lambent glow.
Do you want to just do that?
I could light up the shore here so they could see it.
Yeah, if you want, sure. Let me do this. Okay.
It says 10 square feet per CA level, so that's a lot.
Okay. So let's do this.
So I could actually light up those frogs too.
10 square feet per level, so that's going to be,
Light them up.
what, 80 square feet? So that's...
Well, it's 100 square feet from the ring. So.
Oh, 100 square feet from the ring, okay.
Yeah.
So that's 10 by 10.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just... 10 by 10 would be... That's not a huge... I mean, it's not a huge amount. It's not as big as I thought it was going to be, but...
No, it's not that. It's not that big. It's like...
Well, so here we go. So let's do this. Boom. How's that? Can you guys see now?
Yeah, so they could see.
Nice.
Yeah, so they could see that.
Yep.
All right, and then I am going to reach down into the backpack and pull out a torch because I don't think I can concentrate on light while I'm walking through the water, moving that swiftly.
Torch is
Or that seems like
40,
a bad
isn't it?
idea.
Or is torch 20?
Mine
my
is
DM screen.
20 if it's a torch. 40 diameter.
40 diameter. Okay, thank you.
Well, at least that's what mine currently is. I think that's a torch. But
Yeah. So your task resolution. Light sources, here we go. 30-foot radius is what it should be.
Oh, 30 foot.
Yeah, I think 40 is for sure 3E. And it might be 2E as well.
Okay.
See here.
Okay. So yeah, torch instead of light cantrip, but I think I'm ready to go. Reagan, if you are.
Sure.
Seems like we probably want to go one at a time so that we don't accidentally like knock each other down or anything.
Yep. Sounds good. Why don't you go first?
If yours is a torch as well, and actually I'm going to increase yours.
Yeah.
Right, and yours should be a little bit bigger. There you go.
There we go.
Okay.
Why don't you go first, Aniko?
Okay.
Okay.
She's keeping an eye on the toad as Aniko goes.
So same thing. Just give us 2 dexterity tests. You know what? I'll let you use strength or dexterity, whichever one you prefer. I can see it being nimble or just being tough and standing against the water.
I prefer dexterity, so I will do that. There we go.
So the water is rushing by. It's less the force of the water and more that it is so slippery on the ground. The bed of this little river thing is so darn slippery.
Do you want me to move all the way or
All
just
the way.
one
Yeah, you can
move?
make yourself all the way to that island.
All right, I will move over to the island.
Or as I like to call it, Colossal Slug Island.
Colossal Slug Island? You didn't tell me about that.
I have good news.
we're gonna
There is no
so-
colossal slug. It is misnamed. There is a giant crab. So,
So, two tested dexes?
yes, please.
Alright. Oop, first one not good. Camera.
Oh no.
Shit.
I-
So
what
Reagan.
about a... What about a...
Astonishing Fortune?
Yep, you can spend
Yeah, I think
Astonishing Fortune to
I'll
succeed.
start.
Because you might
Gonna
tumble
have to
down the
try.
waterfall. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, also look what's
There we go.
directly down.
Yeah, there's a big frog. I see him.
Yep. I mean, I'd like to use the opportunity to get that tongue attack in here today, but
Yeah. Now, that means that she automatically succeeds?
she automatically succeeds, and you can make yourself
Okay.
make your way to the island.
Okay.
All right.
There's another pillar thing over here.
All right. Let's move towards the pillar then. I'll go first. So, test of dex.
All right. Yep.
There we go.
Get yourself all the way across.
Moving across. Hey, Iphigenia.
Okay.
Now let's try me. Oops, where did I should go?
Oh no.
I had it open the whole time, so I'm gonna close it again. Oop.
All right. So I tell there's it looks like there's a passage ahead. It looks like it might be open into a smaller cave, but from that cave there's a passage looks like it's going southeast.
Sorry,
This cave is
my
pretty
character sheet
extensive.
is to
Okay. So
And
refresh.
to the south, it's pretty good size. It continues.
Robert, did you freeze up or?
Yeah, the character sheet just.
I'm gonna move.
back.
Here.
Trying again.
There you go.
There's a Thule. There it is.
And I call back to Xanico and say, we can either go left and there's a passage, or right and there's a passage that goes around a rock formation I'm nearby. I'm leaning up against.
Sorry, now I gotta get the shit back with the map.
All
Did
right.
Reagan make it across?
Reagan did.
The second one. Yeah.
The frogs didn't attack.
And the frogs still haven't attacked.
See, you don't just.
I think that's pretty cool that the fairy
no
flower.
harm.
Yep. All right. So which way do you want to go? South or north?
You can hear the sounds of more croaking coming from down in this direction.
I kind of don't want to hang out near the frogs, so
Yeah.
let's go this way. Looks
Yeah.
like that's a passage.
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
this looks like it curved. I feel like this curve to the south, it curves around back to the big cave.
Okay.
So this is actually appears to be leading down and
Oh, nice.
around to
Okay.
deeper in the cave, the cavern complex.
Okay.
But sometimes you have to go down to go up. I don't know.
That's true, but we've got other paths we could check out.
Well, to the south, it just goes back around to the big cave.
But is there north stuff up here at all, or is it
I
closed
didn't
off
see.
by
I
the?
thought it was closed off, but I could go.
Well,
check
let's
again if you
let's
want.
walk over there and see, at least to be certain.
Yeah.
I will walk over there and be certain.
Oh yeah, it looks like there is a. It might go around, but there's like a ledge.
There's like a ledge, so there might be stuff up there.
Oh, it
Or
does
we
go
could
around.
also
Okay.
go down to down past the frogs and see if there's anything kind of at the other end.
I didn't think there was.
3 paths, 3 party members. Let's split up. No.
Well, okay, well, if Janine will climb up the ledge here and peek around the corner, I guess.
Okay.
All right, it looks like a dead end.
It stinks. So when you get to the top there, what you can smell is it's like the stink that you've been exposed to down below, but enormously magnified. Like it's just, if you were stuck underneath one of these toads, that sickening funk that comes from amphibians, it just hits you. And there is broken bones. There is, there are large, like marks of where something has been moving across the grease-filled surface here. And there looks like there is a pile of like detritus and goo and who knows what, like not like a puddle, but like imagine a puddle of muck and what do you call it, and mud up ahead.
So I described that. I don't know if we want to go mucking about, but it's up to you all. It could be. It looks like whatever these toads ate in the past, the remains.
There are carvings here and here. Right,
There
in
are
the wall
carvings up here, Xanico.
of toads. This is not toad, man, not toad, whatever else. This is full-on toads.
How high is this ledge that Iphigenia climbed up?
It was about 15 feet tall.
It's a little hard to do one-handed, especially for Xanico with 9 strength.
It is a natural cliff face, so there's a chance of you. It's not a strength test; it's just a climb check,
Yeah.
right? So because it's a cliff face.
Well, I'm just thinking because we've got torches out and stuff. That, that's kind of hard to do.
Most
I
definitely.
don't know if you can hold a dagger in your teeth, but I don't know if you can hold a torch in your teeth.
No, I'm not sure. So this would be, and it's dependent on your armor that you're wearing.
Okay.
So it'd be like, for this, it's a 5 in 6 chance to climb it. There's plenty of foot handholds and whatnot to get yourself up there. It's slick, but if you take your time, it'll be fine. You guys are wearing the equivalent of chainmail, so that brings it down to a 4 in 6, or some of you guys are at least.
I'm wearing studded leather.
You're 5 in 6 chance then.
Okay.
Oh, guys, we're getting some background noise from something there. Okay. So you'd have a 5 in 6, and then Reagan, you'd have I think a 4 in 6 because of your breastplate. But you're right about the what do you call it? The torch. Although I'm sure, like, can you guys think of a way of getting around that?
Well, it seems like we could, if we have one torch going, we can light the other one.
Yeah, it would illuminate the
Right.
entire wall. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
So like if Reagan held up her torch, I put out mine, climb up, light my torch at the top, and hold it out for Reagan.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, let's do that. So do you want me to roll, or do you want to roll the 5 and 6?
Roll.
Oh, Robert, are you muted?
Nope, I can roll.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
my printer is doing a cleaning thing.
Well, I was asking Kevin for the climb check.
Oh, sorry. So for Xanico, it's 5 in 6.
Yeah.
For Reagan, it's 4
what I was
in 6.
asking is if you want me to roll, or if you want to roll subtly.
Oh,
so
no.
that I can't tell.
This is one of those things where you will know whether it's successful or not, so you go right ahead.
I kind of figured, but
I appreciate it.
hey, there we go.
You keep describing your actions, and I keep saying, like, no, it's not possible. Did I not tell you that you didn't make up the wall? Come on.
All right. Xanico climbs up to the top of the wall.
There's maybe one point where you feel like your foot goes away, but you kept 3 points of contact on the wall, so you're...
Relights his torch, and then he's going to kind of lean out over and hold the torch out so that hopefully Reagan can see the wall well enough to climb.
Yeah.
And that was a 4 for me.
Nice. Okay, and Reagan, there's 1 or 2 times in the span of getting up there that you, that you
right.
slip, but you're able to get yourself up, and there's that big puddle of muck up ahead. What are you guys gonna do?
Like that we're going up, because it seems like if this connects to like the base of the temple or something, so it seems like we want to go this direction more, right?
I think so.
Yeah. All right, Xanico's going to start
Yeah, rather
moving.
go up than down. I mean, it's always possible that the temple has a very, deep cellars, but probably not.
Well, I don't know. Very, very ancient structures seems entirely. We don't really know for certain, but one of the things that Xanico would know about is that, right, with these ancient structures, right, if they're sort of built on top of each other, you can end up with sort of like an artificial cellar that's just the earlier structure.
Yeah.
I just meant that I think this way is more likely to get us to that. But
I agree. I think this is going up this direction is probably where we want to go.
Okay.
Well, it's a dead end.
Is it a dead end?
Well, there is that whole area down there is filled with muck. It's a giant puddle.
Yeah.
But what happens, guys, is as you get there, you then see the muck kind of moves a bit.
Muck elemental.
And then something slowly comes out, and you see 2 enormous bulbous eyes.
Oh boy.
This thing looks at you, its eyes blinking, and it brings the bulk of its first part of its body out of the muck. Its big and throat kind of going back and forth. You can see some of that muck sprays out of its nostrils as it brings it in. Now let's do this, guys. Let's have... Where did I put it? Crap. Both D6s for initiative. So what I need is we're on round 1. Let's see here. Reagan, we'll start with you. You weren't here last time.
Yeah. All right.
Let's have first each of you guys give us a D6 roll. Only on a 1 are you going to be surprised. Just because you guys, I've been expecting trouble in your... God dang.
Uh-oh.
All right, so Iffy... I don't know, maybe Iffy was... She felt like maybe that carving that you saw, it's almost like it was following you. So your attention was focused on that. Zanico and Reagan, go ahead and put in what you'd like to do with your round. Let's see here.
Yeah, sorry, guys. You move half your distance in this? Oh, I haven't done it.
Yeah, you move half of your total distance if you're not running as part of your melee or as just your move, depending.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got it. All right.
Okay. Let's see here. Is this one? No. Okay. So I'm just checking the audio levels. I'm still trying to master, make sure the with these new compressors, make sure that the audio is not drowning you guys out. All right. So then, for this thing, I need Robert. Ooh, be my 6.
No.
Shit. All right. So first thing that happens is this thing, mouth the size of a doorway kind of creaks open, and you hear this like thwack and the stretching of ligaments as this tongue lashes out at Reagan. Yeah, 17. So it slams into you, Reagan. You take 5 points of damage.
Oh, I thought the 17 was damage.
No. However, this is just the tongue slamming into you. 5 DR does apply against this. However, I need you to give us a a feat of strength now, please.
Feat of strength. All right, got it. Fortunately, she's good at that. Ish, but not.
Now spend Astonishing Fortune. That tongue's going to start pulling you back towards that enormous door frame-sized mouth.
Does that mean I reroll or it succeeds?
It means you automatically succeed.
I think I will use, if it's okay with everybody else, I think I will use it.
Okay.
It's up to.
So this thing is stuck to Reagan, and it begins pulling her back. She's finding some ways of digging her heels into this muck-filled floor, but you can definitely see where this is going. Her strength will not hold for long. Then it is, so we got move and move. Reagan, your turn to move.
Okay.
So, and Zanico for that matter. Reagan, for you, I would need a feat of strength again to get yourself free.
Okay. Hey.
Nice. So you can go ahead and move yourself your regular distance.
Okay.
The tongue pulls free, and Reagan staggers back and slams up against the wall. What about you, Zanico?
Zanico is just moving backwards to here, trying to kind of move backwards slowly so as not to kind of trigger any more.
Yeah. Then it is second round. I'm moving, so it'll start sloughing itself out, dripping a bunch of stuff behind. leaving the muck-filled hollow significantly emptied out. And then it is Xanico and Reagan. You guys can move.
Well, she's got missile, so...
Oh, yeah, missile, okay, yeah.
Yeah, probably a bad idea. We probably should have just run. So, she's got the PDW, and she's gonna take a shot.
Okay.
Oh, so we're definitely... Xanico, yeah.
What's that?
Well, Xanico was trying to maintain the possibility that, if we get out of this thing's lair, it might not come after us. But if we blast it with the PDW, it's probably going to get angry.
Yeah.
I mean, right? Rapid fire decision making. Reagan.
Absolutely. Yeah.
No problem with Reagan doing that as a player. I'm just saying that that's contrary to what my strategy was.
What your plan was, but yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Anyway, that's a miss, I'm sure.
So then, unfortunately, that is. But it's rapid fire, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got three shots.
Three shots. Sorry.
Okay. All right. So unfortunately, hold on. No, unfortunately, that's a miss. I mean, the middle one does connect with its hide, but the thing flares, where it hits. But that this thing's hide seems like closer to like a, I don't know, almost like wyvern scale than than like a frog's soft exterior.
Yep.
That is the end of round one, guys. We're on round two. Robert, we thank you for rolling initiative for us for the first round and for being so generous in your sharing of initiative with everyone else. Arlen, you're up next. Would you decide what you want to do with, or everyone enter what you're doing with your round?
Maybe
able attack.
Oh.
I can act.
You can
now,
act this
right?
round, yeah, completely, and you've seen everything that's happened, Iffy.
Yeah, I noticed that they ran away and leaving me behind.
Well, we didn't run far.
You got this.
If we get initiative, we should be able to run away. But I think instead.
Okay, nice. All right, so then, Arlen.
1d6.
Would you kind of beat my 6?
Ooh. No.
Alrighty. So,
Don't like this spark.
I'm going to roll randomly between Iffy and Reagan. I can see reasons for either, meaning their target. One because it was tasty before, the other one because it's closer. It's going to be Reagan again on 5. So, on the melee, this thing once again, and this tongue lashes out at you. 15 is a hit as well. Reagan, 5 points of damage again. DR does apply. And then I need you to kindly give us a feat of strength one more time.
If you used a not that I think I need the astonishing point yet. If I used it for this, would that mean that the tongue didn't connect?
Nope.
Or just that it would take no damage?
You can either
Okay.
escape the damage or you can escape the effect.
Okay, got it. All right, and so feat of strength. Come on. Ugh.
Oh,
So close. Are you spending Astonishing Fortune?
And I'm assuming I probably can't use magic if...
No, if you've taken damage, it's disrupted your magic on this, because it's on the first phase.
Yeah, okay. So, I think right now, since we're down to 2, I think but I'm only 13. What do you guys think?
That mouth is going to do a lot of damage when it gets hold of you.
All right, I'll use an astonishing point to stay here. So
Okay.
we're at 1 of 4.
You managed to keep yourself at a distance. Then it is magic. So unfortunately, Reagan's is disrupted, but Xanico, looks like you got magic coming. What are you doing?
all right. I am going to summon a weird war Makawato.
Nice.
Call upon the great feathered serpent, and there's a ethereal, club with obsidian shards that appears like right there. And it can make an attack. I think it can make an attack on this turn. Let me double check.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and I get it for 6 turns. So this will be the first turn of weird warhammer.
Okay.
Ooh,
That is not quite good enough.
close.
Okay, then it is move for Iffy.
Move to here.
Okay, so you move back a little bit. Then his second phase, magic will happen first.
She's going to use her Ring of Shooting Stars and shoot the fan of sparks.
Okay.
So it's 20 feet, 10 feet at the end,
Okay.
and it's 2d4 damage.
2d4
No
damage.
save.
Go ahead and roll.
Yeah, no
and do I
save.
get a save?
No.
No, nice.
Yeah, it's. I can give you the page reference. if
Oh,
you
no,
want
I
it.
believe you. Go ahead and roll damage.
I mean, it's not that much damage, but
Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying. Look at an extra little 4.
4 points of damage just
All
to scare
right.
it. Maybe, I don't know.
Yep, so you flare across this thing. It shakes its head back and forth. Reagan still manages to hold on to the wall. Then I think that's it. Oh, it's move. It's going to stay where it is. It did not enjoy that fire. Okay, so that's the end of round 2, guys. We're on round 3. And Carl, we're over to you. Everyone enter what you're going to do with your round.
In this case, I assume move would be to attempt to get away.
Correct, yeah. And you can do that on
And
melee
then-
if you want to.
Okay. True. Okay.
Yeah, I'll let you do that on melee. Yeah, like, your move is prorated across the round, the two things anyway, so...
Yep. Okay.
All right, magic. All right, magic on the first phase or second phase, Iffy?
First,
First
'cause he
phase?
can't. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Then, Carl, would you kind of beat my 1?
Okay. I should be able to beat that.
Yeah. Oh, is that 6 now? All right,
Yeah.
so that means on melee is Reagan first. You want to try and break free?
Yep, she's. Yep. Let's see.
Come on.
Oh.
Not quite free, so you're still being held. Then on this thing's turn, it is going to try and pull you in. Give us another feat of strength.
All right. Come on. No.
Now spend Astonishing Fortune, or are we going to get gobbled?
I think,
You could also spend Astonishing Fortune to negate the damage from this, but it will be pulled in.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Use the last one.
I think it's up to you.
Yeah, sure, Paul.
It's going to be a lot of damage, or I have to negate it, and that would be inside the mouth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, let's use the last one.
Okay. All right, so you're... now, is it to hold your position, or is it to negate the damage? Negate the damage would be you're in its mouth. That means it's going to chew on you next round.
No. To hold the position.
Okay. No, get this off me. And the tongue is stretching, try and get itself free. Then it is magic. So Zaniko and Iffy, what are you guys doing?
Let's see. How does this work?
I'm just making a strike.
Yeah, go
I
ahead
should
and
have
you do your
read.
thing first.
Yeah, I should have read the spell because I can actually do something else if I had declared it also, but nope. That's okay. Next turn, I've got some more coming.
And Iffy, what are you thinking?
Scythe of the Reaper. She's going to cast Scythe of the Reaper.
Okay. Go ahead, and it gets to attack first round, right?
Yeah, it's a random amount. Oh, 3 rounds. It's not bad.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attack. Nice.
Oh, a crit.
Give us a d6 roll.
Okay.
Can you attack the tongue?
Oh,
Nice. Trip damage. Holy shit.
24 points of
24.
damage.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Nice.
Look at this.
Yeah.
So
If I
yeah,
manage to,
and this thing rakes along its side, carves through it, and that hide splits open underneath the force of your purple metal blade. And I mean metal is in the descriptor, not the literal content. And then it is, let's see here. I think that's everybody, right? Yeah. So second phase, we've got nothing sexy happening. This thing's still not getting closer. It's trying to drag Reagan in, but can't attack a second time. That is it for round 3, guys. We're on to round 4.
Okay.
Now, okay, Carl's kicking my ass with initiative. Everyone entering what you're doing. Oh, sorry, did you have a question, Reagan?
Yeah, I'm going to do melee anyway, but can I actually attack the tongue?
You absolutely can.
Okay.
See, you should have taken that blade.
Yep. Should
Oh yeah, your hammer's gonna do.
Yeah, I don't think the hammer's going to work very well.
Oh shit! Do you have a dagger or something on you?
I have a battle. Actually, I do. I had it on my sheet.
You might have a hand axe. You have a backup hand axe, maybe.
Yeah. I have a battle axe.
That's not gonna help.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold it near the haft and try to saw. I do have a dagger actually. It's not on my
Okay.
It's on my regular sheet, just not on the.
All right. So Reagan, then let's see if Carl can once again beat my one. Keeping it interesting. Fortunately, the giant lumbering toad does not have a dexterity higher than you guys. So that means Reagan is up first with melee.
And what's the damage on a dagger? 1d6?
Damage on a
it's a
dagger is
D4.
1d4.
1d4, okay.
Yeah.
But whatever, hopefully I make it not 1, 2. Yeah, she's gonna attack the tongue.
Go ahead. Yeah. Stab that thing.
Well,
That is a hit. And the tongue takes... That's a pretty good roll for damage, too.
yeah.
Nice.
All right. I am going to make a save for this guy. See if he retracts the tongue or not. I rolled a 3. The tongue snaps back in its mouth.
She probably stumbles backwards and
Yeah.
maybe falls on her butt.
Should move on your.
Okay. Then let's see here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Shit, Reagan. I'm so sorry. You're scrambling away, and then it lashes out at you again. The one every time I get my 6s on this, I'm using my awesome Deadlands metal dice. All right, so here we go. Let's see if it misses this time. What's your AC right now?
AC is 4.
Shit, I hit again. Whack. No. 6 points of damage. DR applies. Knocks you forward, and I need a test of or a feat of strength from you, please.
Okay, so 6 points of damage, so down to 5. Sorry, 5. No, 8.
Yep.
There we go. And feat of strength. Come on.
Come on, come on, come on, come on.
No. I think she's going in.
It reels you back in and chomps down.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I am very sorry for this. Come on. 20 points of damage.
Ow. That's it. Bye-bye.
DR does apply against that.
Yeah. That's 19 points of damage. That's minus 11. Boom. Oops, sorry. Total is minus 11. So it's
Hold on.
Never to be seen again.
Let's see. I don't think you can go down to minus 11.
No, minus 10 is when you die.
Minus 10 is a max.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Reagan is pulled in. On the last word out of her mouth is.
You were taking the DR against the tongue damage, right?
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
Yep.
Father! And then crunches down. The armor buckles underneath. Blood spurts out of her mouth. And this thing. Then it is magic. It is Iffy and Xanico.
Do the hammer, Zanika, and then I'll do the scythe, and then the other thing.
All right, I do the Weird Warhammer, and it turns out I can do other stuff, not just the Weird Warhammer, which is nice.
Yeah.
So I'm pulling out my Robotaton hammer in case we are going to stand and fight.
Okay.
While, nope.
Okay. Then Reagan.
Scythe, and then I do the scythe first, and then I'll do
Okay.
the other thing. If I can find the stupid. That's nice.
Nice.
Holy smokes.
All right, and then I'm gonna, seeing Reagan dead for sure. I'll let loose with the lightning bolt.
Okay. Yeah, I think her
Carl, you're hitting.
and lightning plays across Iffy's armor. You lash out. Let me make a save for this thing. I rolled a 5. So
that's good.
Fail the save. Whatever damage you roll is what you roll.
Okay.
Make it count.
16.
All right. Alrighty.
A little higher than average.
Nice. All right. Then I need to make a morale check for this sucker.
Interesting.
Because this thing is pretty messed up. Nope, it is still fighting.
Oh, come on, it got its food. It should
And swallows it down. Then it is second phase will be melee.
So I'm rushing in with my Robotaton hammer.
No!
Try to, avenge my comrade. Nope.
Okay, swing.
Damn.
All right, then that is the end of round 4. We're on to round
Giant-
5.
Giant frogs are nasty.
Giant frogs.
Giant frogs. They're ugly. All right, then let's do this here. I think it's back to so with Carl, I should say. You guys put in what you were doing.
Oh yeah, I can melee. Okay. And I can move and then do the 2 attacks, right? Or is
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm close enough that I can close and attack the half. So. Okay.
Excellent. All right, then Carl. Beat my 5.
Okay. Hopefully I beat it. Oh.
Oh, it's a D20.
That's a D20. Pretty sneaky, Carl.
4.
Oh, so close. All right, so this thing turns. You still see Reagan's, collapsed skull inside its mouth, but it turns and it's gonna try and get you, Zanico. You're the closest target
Yep.
here.
How the heck is Zanico the closest? Melee, right?
Zanico's trying to avenge Reagan.
I hit an
see.
AC
I still got
6.
That's right.
Oh, that might be a
You-
miss.
You miss. I'm AC 5
Okay.
right now.
Nice.
The tongue goes
Attack.
over. Then it is melee is Iffy and Zanico.
Go ahead. You're closer.
All right, my Robotaton hammer.
That is a miss.
So close.
Virginia closes
Yeah.
with the bastard sword and shield. The one-handed bastard sword.
There we go. Solid hit. Oh my god.
Virginia's showing us how it's done.
Look at this.
Yeah. I just rolled pretty high. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I got another attack. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a miss.
Oh. Okay, and then you
Oh,
don't
the
you
scythe. I know we have the hammer.
The hammer and the
hammer
scythe.
and the scythe as well
yes.
too. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Yep. There you go.
That is enough.
Yeah.
So the weird warhammer. What does it look like as the Macroidal smashes into this demigod's forehead?
So well, you kind of ruined it. I was going to
Sorry,
describe
no.
it.
You tell me. You tell me.
In
what
the
happened.
forehead, but yeah, this thing, it sort of chomps down on Reagan a bit, and then looks up with half a Reagan hanging out of the mouth, and then wham, this kind of ethereal force just slams in, and it's sort of, you can sort of like imagine on the film version, it's like the Macawaddle is in every other frame, so it's sort of blipping in and out.
Yeah.
And that you can see the gore explosion as it smashes into this thing, and it's all sorts of CG. Zack Snyder slow-mo as we try to take down the creature that killed our ally.
Yep. Why does this cave look so fake?
Yeah, it's like we were on a real cave before, and suddenly it's a green screen.
Exactly.
How did that happen?
Then there's a Death Star explosion over the frog.
All right. So as it lulls to the side, blood coming out, and then the wound starts spurting out as soon as the spectral Macoidal disappears. But as it opens, you can see a single hand of Reagan's falls out of the open mouth, and unfortunately, it's only when tongue loses its tension. It lolls out, and you realize that hand is no longer attached to a body.
Nasty.
So, what do you guys wish to do?
Well, we try to recover. I guess we're going to spend some time cutting this thing open, recovering the body. I got this small jagged hook blade. That could be good for that.
Okay.
You might want to use a weapon that is not special because, as we learned in Night Below, creature insides and stomach acids, when they're super special like this, can be dangerous to metal.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
no one's wanted this thing, and it's made of sky metal. So.
Oh, well, okay, might as well.
All right. So you carve through.
I don't want to use my special dagger. So.
Okay.
All right. So give me a second here. As you cut it open, for one, you're able to easily bring out, you recover the various parts of Reagan's body.
And there's nothing to be done, right?
Unless you guys have spells.
I think Zanika would expend, because you Prayer for the Dying is a cantrip, so he would try to use Prayer for the Dying on Reagan, realizing that it's not going to help. But
yeah, like I don't want to
try anyway.
I don't want to burden you guys with too much gore, but I mean, you can picture that this thing got a couple of good chews off on that body.
Yep.
You know, so.
No, I figure there's nothing to do about it. I'm just saying that it seems like it would be in character for us to try to,
try to do something,
do our best
Agreed.
to use our sort of normal procedure, and then only then kind of realize just how far gone Reagan is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now hold on. Since you're opening the body too, let's see what awaits inside.
Uh-oh, maggots, giant maggots.
Giant maggots. Yep. Arr. Aliens.
That's actually thought of a great idea. When people do that for a body, then you can have, like, remember rot grubs? Rot grubs are all fun.
One of my favorite monsters we've used in Barrowmaze so far was the spider-filled zombies. And every time people hit it, it spawned a swarm of spiders. It's pretty awesome.
I feel like I've seen that in WoW before.
I didn't take it from there, but there's a good chance that something like that would. Those sort of complex, monsters are definitely.
Yeah. I mean, like you hit something and then something else.
Well, or even the Shogoth that we faced, right? Like every time we hit it, it split into two. Except for a Mars ray gun that actually hurt it. That was pretty wicked.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you can take your PDW back.
Yeah,
well,
it's kind of goo covered. Oh, you know what? Shit. Yeah, I think because it was inside. Give me a second here. I know there are.
No, actually, she would have had to drop it to use the dagger.
Right.
Yeah. So, all right, Zanika will take back his PDW, dust it off, make sure it's okay.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I'm not sure what
nine charges left.
9 charges.
Yep.
And I've got a couple extra packs. So.
Okay. Sorry guys, I'm trying to find that treasure chart here. It's just been a pain in the ass trying to find the frickin' thing. You know what'll be easier? Having 2 different books in 3rd edition, so I'm only flipping around madly trying to find something in 1 book rather than 2. Mm-hmm. Or in 1 smaller book. Okay, so...
I think Kevin bribed Jeff Talanian so that there would be multiple books so that he could increase the total number of books used in the campaign.
You didn't bribe him enough, because I mean, he's getting rid of the Two-Face thing.
Yeah, I mean, he never used it at the table, apparently.
I guess
either.
I like how you run it. I mean, I don't know. I've run some Hyperborea, and people just like, oh, well, actually, the biggest beef is declaring action. But
I mean, we do that in AD&D already too. We don't have everyone officially.
That's part of the procedure, but people just generally skip over that.
Yeah, and it's one of those. You know what? It's like when I first got into the old school games. It's one of the things that it's like material components, where people are like, people say that this, it doesn't matter, but no one ever runs it with it. And it's the same thing with weapon speed. I never used that before, but that's really, that and casting time is a big fucking deal for figuring out where everyone fits, and it emphasizes the rules way of emphasizing that stuff. And for the Hyperborea setting, having melee go off first and having a chance to punch the sorcerer in the face, shit is so appropriate for the source material.
But I think it's still going to be like, even though.
Yeah, I think it's going to be
phases.
one phase in the sequence, but not two phases in the sequence, is what Jeff Delaney says.
Oh,
so
okay.
you can
Yeah,
still
the
punch the
forum, he
sorcerer
said
in the
it's gonna
face.
Yeah,
but the sorcerer can't like save their magic for the second phase to avoid getting punched in the face, like they can now.
Well, then you split your attacks across. Like I think it makes for some interesting decisions.
Yeah.
You know, throughout it. I don't know. Like, we'll see what's in the new rules. I haven't seen them yet, but if I might keep the two-phase thing anyway, because it's been, you know,
We've been doing it. But
It's easy enough.
I think it's still going to be.
Yeah.
I mean, Jeff Talanian clarified on some forum that it's still going to be, you know, whoever wins initiative goes. It's still going to be phased, but like your melee goes and their melee goes, then your missile goes.
Yeah. I think that's what he said.
You can still interrupt magic that way.
Okay.
Although I think with that, I would probably allow that optional concentration rule if it's still there. But
clarifying things, and I don't know whether it's in it. Clarifying like when withdraw is supposed to happen as well too would be helpful in the new edition. I mean, we've house ruled that stuff anyway, but it would be good to know what the official rules are.
What's great is, I don't know, there's something to be said about examples, because I think that's what really helped me wrap my head around, for example, the Twilight 2000 4th edition, because they have examples for everything.
100% agree.
And that one example I posted on the Discord, it's like they highlight everything that could possibly happen potentially in a round.
One of the things that was most frustrating about 7th C 2nd edition was that there was no really useful combat example until one of the supplements came out.
Right.
So here, Robert, I'm going to put you to work here. Would you kind of give us a percentile? You're going to be rolling quite a few percentile rolls here. Give us a percentile roll, please.
Sure.
Nice. Now give us a D6 roll, please. Okay. Then would you... Oh, my goodness. Hold on. Then another percentile roll, please.
Resurrection.
Yeah.
Xanico could use it, actually.
Yeah. Another percentile roll, please.
Sure.
That would be awesome.
Then another percentile roll, please. Holy shit, nicely done. Now, 2d4 roll, please.
So 2d4 at the same time.
Yeah, 2d4 at the same time.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Then, would you kindly give us a percentile roll again? Okay. Then 2d6 roll, please. D2, D6. There we go. You've shattered the universe. Let's see here. Okay. Wait. Then another percentile roll, please.
It says my next character is not going to be averse to using magic items.
Another percentile roll, please.
Sure.
Oh. Then. Okay. One more percentile roll, please. Okay, and one more. Okay. Then I need. Let's see here. 4 D100 rolls, please. So 4 D100 you can just roll, and I'll read them individually.
All right, sure.
Awesome, thank you. And okay, and oh my goodness. Huh. That's interesting. All right, then would you give me 3 D100 rolls, please? It may not surprise you to learn that you guys are finding a bunch of crap in this thing's stomach. It actually does not have particularly strong stomach acids, and there's quite a bit of stuff that's roiling around in the middle of it. Kind of like, what is it, the Komodo dragons that eat rocks to aid with digestion?
I know a lot of dinosaurs, herbivorous dinosaurs would do that.
Okay, And then, would you also give me one more percentile roll, please? 30. Okay. Thank you very much. Oh, sorry. You know what? I need actually D1000 roll from you, please.
Oh, okay.
Sir, Arlen, what were you saying?
Oh, I was going to say, it looks like Iphigenia and I are retiring early.
Don't say I never gave you anything.
Okay. Then. Okay. So then, I need. Would you give us a 2d4 roll? Or sorry, yeah, 2d4 roll there, please, Robert. Okay. 5. So 3 and a 2. All right. And let's see here. All right. And then we're going to get into some weird dice here now. Would you give us a level 3 1d30 roll, please?
30.
Okay. And then a, let's see here. Neat. Now a D19 roll, please.
19.
Okay. So, within the guts of this thing, as you're searching through it, guys, what you find is 1,500 copper pieces. You find 1,000 electrum pieces. Electrum is what, 1/5 of a gold?
I don't remember.
I'm trying to remember what the conversion is for.
How much rent is that?
It's 2 to 1, 2 electrum to 1 gold.
Oh, that's pretty wow, boy.
Traditionally.
Yeah, because electrum is a gold and silver alloy, right?
Alloy, yeah. That's a lot of coins.
That's a lot of coins.
A lot of coins rolling around. You also find 3 scroll casings that were drifting around in this thing, and you find a strange stylized pin of some kind that seems to have survived. It looks like it may have been, there's a little scrap of fabric that may have been on at one point too.
Talking about a brooch pin, not like a right pin.
Correct, yeah, brooch. That's a type thing, yeah. A biro.
Well, that would be kind of funny to find,
what the fuck is...
Especially if it was magical. Be like, I found some wizard's weird spell writing pin in this frog's guts.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I mean, it would be I noticed the art, and the new Hyperborea art is definitely highlighting the sort of sci-fi sorcery amalgamation. Like there's like a ray gun in every picture.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of the things that really makes Hyperborea feel different. You know, apart from instead of being something that just removes stuff, it's one of the things that is additive to the setting that isn't in D&D in a common campaign. All right, so now there's the 3 scrolls, and then there is that strange brooch or pin.
Okay. All right.
So, apart from that, there's partially digested bones and whatnot that are in various stages of destruction and breaking, and I think you may find one that clearly, from the way that the skull is shaped, is clearly not human, but it's humanoid-ish.
I think. Do you think it's worth digging around in the muck now, Arlen, or?
It might be worth using one of the cantrips to sense magic and kind of running our fingers through it and trying to expose in case there's anything particularly special.
Okay.
Luck.
Okay. And what about? Did Reagan have anything interesting?
She had, other than all the stuff.
The hammer.
Rooms. Yeah, she had Kane's old hammer.
The magic one.
She had a battle axe. She had a great hammer basically it was a +1 great hammer. She had an electric war hammer with 1 charge left.
Electric Warhammer was the name of my Danzig cover band from high school.
Yep. Oh, nice. And she had 20 arrows, but no short bow.
Okay.
As far as other things, she had the bag of bundle of sleep smoke, which she never got a chance to use. It's a brazier of sleep, I believe, is what the actual magic item is called.
Yeah.
With 6 charges. She had the ale horn, but that's probably not of use to anybody except sentimental.
All right. Well.
And I think that's.
Are there rocks here to make a Karen for?
Yeah.
Reagan.
Yeah.
Make a cairn or some type of. I'm wondering if we, if there's a way to like put the body into the water and let it sweep away Boromir style, but we don't really have like a boat.
And not to be indelicate, but there's bits of body.
Yeah. Maybe Karen is the best way, and
Karen's probably the best.
Bury Reagan with her battle axe and that hammer.
Like, this thing is larger and more dangerous than any frog you could have faced. This thing clearly has centuries of life behind it. If you are going to lay...
Now I feel bad. You killed an old ancient animal.
If you...
it was his last day on the job.
Yeah, exactly. Boy, I can't wait to retire tomorrow. It's going to be great. I got a boat I built. I'm going to go sailing around all of Thule.
Yep.
I can't think of a better, place for someone coming from a warrior culture than having defeated a demigod or demi-demon god thing.
Yeah. Maybe there's a way to build a cairn and use, since we've already cut this thing open, break off some ribs or some bones and stuff to use that as part of the structure to demonstrate kind of the size of the creature that Reagan was felled by. If
you wanted to burn away the flesh on the skull, you guys could probably, it'd be a little tricky getting the fire going in this environment. But that would certainly make a impressive marker.
Yeah, let's do that. We'll work on a cairn and
do a skull. Yeah,
leave the skull sort of on top of a pile of rocks covering what remains of Reagan, and we'll bury Reagan with. Is there anything we want to take, Virginia? I mean, I feel like it's appropriate to bury Reagan with most of her stuff, at least. I'm kind of wondering about maybe the ale horn.
Here's what I can tell you.
The ale horn. The only thing is the hammer. But,
okay, yeah. Kane's hammer.
But I don't know, but I'm not going to carry the hammer. I mean, I already have a magic weapon that works fine for me. Unless, that's the only thing.
I think it's better to bury Reagan with the hammer as a...
Yeah. Let the next group of adventurers
it's like leave a penny, take a penny, but for adventurers with magic weapons.
Yeah, really.
And if Kane wants to come and get his original hammer, he can come down here and get it.
Well, exactly. Don't you guys have 4 different magic hammers as well too?
We got a bunch of magic hammers.
We got a lot of magic weapons. I mean, I have 3 magic weapons on me. So, one of which I've been trying to get rid of every single session.
All right, so I'm just going to quickly calculate the XP for the scrolls. What you find, one of the scrolls you're not able to. There's 3 scrolls that are in here because you're a warlock. One of them you cannot identify or you can identify it. You don't know what the spell is, but it's for a magician. So this is the typical thing. One of them is actually a necromancer scroll. It's a scroll of darkness.
Okay.
So you can make use of that as a scroll, or you can use that to... I'm not sure if you've got darkness in your spellbooks yet. But you can transcribe it from the scroll, I think.
Yeah, I don't think that was in that big spell book that I had.
Cool, okay.
Nice.
You have Robert to thank for that, then. And the last one was a scroll of protection from undead.
Give the... Okay. You could take that, Zanika, if you want. If you want to hold on to the other unknown scroll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like it's for a magician. I don't... Their writing is very scratchy and scribbly. It doesn't have enough skulls for me to understand.
All right. Okay. It does look similar. I mean, what's his name?
Like Malo, maybe.
Malo.
Could discern it.
Malo's I keep thinking he's a pyromancer, but he's not. He's a general magician.
Yep.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking, Robert, for you. Everyone else had... Arlen's first 2 replacement characters started at first level, right?
I started... Arter started at 1, and then Zanico started at 5, I think.
Yeah. So here's what I'm going to do.
5.
I'm going to do because we're sort of higher level, Robert, or whatever your new character is going to be, is going to get the share of XP from today's session, and that'll set wherever his starting point is going to be.
Okay, great.
Okay. So, and then what we'll do is between now and next session, the next 2 weeks, just we'll figure out what your character is going to be, or what your next character is going to be.
Yep.
And then that is, and yet another.
If you don't play a pterodactyl person, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Sadly,
Play a toad skipper.
A toad skipper.
you could play a toad skipper, absolutely.
I could play one of those monkeys.
Yeah, a Monkey Meister monkey.
All right, guys.
Name him Gorilla Grodd.
Yeah. So, guys, with the gold that was recovered, with the scrolls that you were able to identify, with the foe that you defeated, and with the clever way that you managed to identify the magic item without just using identify, you guys are walking away with today 5,821 XP.
Nice.
So that is 5,821 XP. So depending on your class,
Do we have like a, for that money, do we have like a handout for characters?
party loot?
Yeah, for the money, I don't know. I could put on my character, I
You have
guess.
supplies? Yeah, that's long. I need to clean up these handouts as well too. So I've got
Yeah,
just
there's a lot of...
there's a lot of.
I'm not going to put the... Oh, I'm not going to put the scrolls because we've divvied them up. The money and the brooch.
I can do this very quickly here.
I'll put them on my character and then we can discuss.
Yeah, I don't know why. Man, this is like...
I'll just put them on a line under equipment.
And let me give you 2 seconds. I'll create a handout for you for group party loot as well too. I don't know why we didn't do that in this campaign yet, but
Yeah, we did it for the newer campaigns, but this one's been a while.
Yeah. So what I was doing a kind of a retweet on of Jeff's announcements for the final days of the Kickstarter, and I realized like we're into our 3rd year of this campaign.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's 10 hours left because it's 13 hours when we started. There's about 10 hours left in the campaign.
Oh, nice.
For your listeners.
Okay. And is customary. Here is our party loot symbol as well too. Badonkadonk. The goblin. All right, so then that's what you'll be. 5,820. Hopefully puts you at 2nd, maybe 3rd level, depending on what class you decide to play next, Robert. So, for those listening at home, let's quickly spare a moment and a thought and a toast to our newest fallen hero. Let her join her companions in the halls of Valhalla. So, where are you? Reagan, we salute you. I'll put you right next to Yason. All right, and for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for session 60 of our Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea campaign. As is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the campaign, or the game we're playing, please do not hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section below, and I will endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. If you are looking to pick up any old school products as well too. One of the nice things with Ash is that it is easily, you can use anything from any of the older editions of D&D from first or second edition with it quite handily as well too. My personal favorite source for getting my old out of print stuff is Noble Knight Games, and our friends at Noble Knight Games have not only donated 2 gift certificates to tomorrow's charity raffle, they've also offered us a discount code. So you can see in the description of the video, there's a discount code Noble Muser, all in caps, all one word. If you enter that when you are checking out from them for any purchase over $10, and this discount stacks with their ongoing 3-for-1 deal, you also get 10% off of your purchase. Yeah, if you are looking to make any purchases from Noble Knight, be sure to enter in Noble Muser. Save yourself 10% on that purchase. I will also say that tomorrow, this is the last day to make, well, that's not true, till tomorrow noon Mountain Standard Time, you have the opportunity to contribute to the Heroes Save Villages campaign, which is listed down below. We got a link to that. This benefits SOS Children's Villages International, a terrific organization that's active in over 130 countries, benefiting over 80,000 orphaned and abandoned children. I'm also very happy to announce, in addition to our other prizes, which I'll tell you about in just a moment here, I've just heard this morning we have a copy of the Kickstarter rewards for Deep Night Revolution, or Deep Night Resolution. Revelation. Deep Night Revelation, the newest expansion for Traveler, for Mongoose Travelers. It is a box set as well as 6 hardback books. It is a phenomenal product. And I have an extra copy that Mongoose has asked that I just use for awesome. Charity rewards. So we're going to have that as a prize as well. The grand prize for it is a copy of Beadle and Grimm's incredible Legendary Edition Curse of Strahd box set. If you don't win that, second prize is a copy of their brand new shadowy silver edition of the Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. Yeah, I just did an unboxing on that and a kind of historical overview of Ravenloft last week. So if you want to see in the video about where this product fits in the history of Ravenloft, you can go over there. I cover everything from the I6 module all the way up to the release of this box set, talking about how Ravenloft has changed over the ages and what is in the box set as well. I still, if by tomorrow noon I haven't heard from the winners of our last prize, we also have 2 other incredible gifts that were donated by our friends at Beadle and Grimm's, a platinum edition of the Icewind Dale Rime of the Frost Maiden and a silver edition of the Icewind Dale Rime of the Frost Maiden, both of which are fantastic products for 5th edition D&D. If you don't win those, there's still a bunch of other great prizes, including a copy of one of my recent release and favorites is J.M. DeFogey's Jackal's Bronze Age Fantasy RPG. If you're a fan of this campaign, you'd probably enjoy a lot that is in that campaign as well. And in addition to that, JM has also donated a copy of the brand new mega campaign released for it, Fall of the Children of Bronze. We also have some modules from Dungeon Crawl Classics. We have donated by our buddy George, who plays Malo in this campaign. We have a chainmail dice bag made by our buddy Dave, resident armor smith, who plays Gwen in this campaign. We also have 2 copies, the 2 books for the Lazy Dungeon Master series, donated by the community mega fan Lord Zordran, a super generous donation on his part. There's also copies of the new Act on Cthulhu rulebooks. They're not going to be out by tomorrow, but when they do come out, I will send you copies, as I have an extra copy that I accidentally bought a second of. And that is not the case, I should say as well, too. The Mongoose Traveler stuff, that's not the case of me accidentally getting a second copy. There was an error for Mongoose's shipping, so I had 2 copies that were delivered to me, but Mongoose said, no, use it as a prize instead of sending it back to us, so we thank them for their generosity. That's, someone was saying on the Discord earlier, that's like a $300 purchase as well, too, so it's a substantial donation on their part. We really appreciate that. In addition, our friends at Noble Knight Games have given us two $25 gift certificates to donate as prizes as well. And in addition to all that, you also have some prizes from the Dungeon Musings Redbubble shop, including some t-shirts and posters and some things that will hold liquids like water bottles and mugs. And if you don't win any of that stuff, you still have the opportunity to vote till tomorrow for what our next pulp charity game will be. The game we're playing is going to be a pulp game. It does look like it's going to be City of Mist, but be sure to check in beforehand, and we'll be voting for what heroes our characters will be playing in that particular adventure. But voting is still open. You still can cast your vote for some of the other great ones. Adventure, the old White Wolf game, is still definitely in the running, as is D20 Modern. The last thing I will say is that all donations go directly to SOS Children's Villages International. None of it goes to the channel. None of it goes to any other middleman. It just goes to help out the kids who benefit from the SOS Children's Villages activities. So you get a chance to help out some kids who could really use some help have a say in what we're playing on the channel, and have a chance to win some really incredible gaming stuff. This for sure is the biggest raffle we've had on the channel so far. The amount of stuff, thanks to people not claiming their prizes from last time, which is fine. I mean, like, we appreciate the donations and the generosity of those donors. Dollar value, this is for sure the highest amount we've had in any of our raffles. So if you haven't made a donation and you do want to have a chance at winning some of that stuff, be sure to follow through the link. Every $25 Canadian that you donate gives you one chance to win one of those awesome prizes. Speaking of awesome things, I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who joined us today. So Carl, Arlen, and Robert, I am so sorry that Reagan did not get a chance to reunite with her father in life. I would not worry. I suspect she will be reuniting with him in death. So definitely will not be the last we see of her shade, I suspect. Thank you so much for playing today, guys. This was a lot of fun.
That was great.
Then, until we see you again, for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us. We hope that we gave you a few hours to take your mind off of the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that our Hyperborean heroes get themselves into. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.